Okay, hi everyone. Good evening again. So, like I mentioned, we'll be looking at VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP today, and then we'll see the differences. We'll look at examples, and when we are done, you tell me the one you prefer. Unfortunately, um, XLOOKUP, you may not find XLOOKUP in all the versions. I don't know if you would find XLOOKUP in 2019. If anybody has 2019 and then can see XLOOKUP, please let me know. However, I am sure you could find it in Office 2021 and Office 365, of course. Yeah. However, there's a workaround. Once you have once you have access to your Gmail, you could always access Google Sheets, and Google Sheets has XLOOKUP, so you could use it for your practice, right? So if you go to your Google Chrome, right, and go to the apps launcher, you'd see Sheets. If you select it, to direct it to Sheets, or you could just connect the URL to this. I'll post the link on the chat box. It takes you to Google Sheets. I'll also post it on the WhatsApp group. Yeah. So it takes you to, once you have a Gmail address, which I believe most of us have, one would be able to connect to it. Yeah. So you go there and you click on New Sheets, and it opens for you. So if you go to equal to and type XLOOKUP, you'll see there. So you could play around with XLOOKUP here. And yeah. So I use 365, thankfully, so I wouldn't need to use this, but we could try it out and see together. So in our last class, we looked at VLOOKUP. So the VLOOKUP is a lookup function. V standing for vertical lookup. I had mentioned there is vertical tilted VLOOKUP. We have HLOOKUP, and we have. Did I have someone say YLOOKUP? No, XLOOKUP. Vertical lookup, horizontal lookup, and whatever X means, it's just like the wild card. You could use it for either scenarios, right? However, today we're just looking at VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. Um, so in VLOOKUP, we'll be looking at understanding application of exact match and approximate match. So you get to know when to use which, right? Okay. So when you're looking up values, when you're when okay, VLOOKUP or the lookup functions are used when you want to look up a value from we have multiple tables. Someone's hand is up. Sammy, yes, please. Mr. Samuel, your hand is up.
Sorry. Yes.
Okay, tell
So
me.
wanted to ask a quick question. Just
Sure.
like we have some ifs, count ifs, and these are logical functions. So
Yeah,
this lookup is this logical functions?
they are lookup functions. So if we check under formulas, you
Oh,
see logical, that's where you see the ifs. If you check under lookup and reference, you find the lookup functions HLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, VLOOKUP. Vista, and the rest of them. Yeah, pretty much a lot of them out here.
So generally, what does this category of functions do? Like just like we have some ifs and they could do a almost similar kind of portion. The statement is true or false. So what does this do? Like generally, all the functions under lookup and reference.
Okay, so the lookup functions help you like extract related data, related information from a table or a sheet or another workbook to another. It's more or less a referencing to, for example, we have these two sheets, right? We have, well, these two tables, I would say. We have this raw data extracts code with employee ID, last name, and first name. Whereas here we have employee ID and the pay without the first name and last name. So Samuel, I want you to do something. Let's do something together. I did this exercise last class where yeah, you had mentioned you were quite distracted. Let's do something together. Are you there, Samuel?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so look at this. Let me zoom in. Look at this staff employee ID, right? Look for it here and tell me the corresponding first name and last name. We're going to do that for all these sheets, all this together. Let's start. Okay, so 990,687, 678 rather. What's the first name?
Pete, Pete, and last name. First name Brad.
Okay, so Brad,
Last name Pete.
last name Pete. Okay, so next 830,385.
Prince Williams.
Prince
First name Prince. Last name Williams.
Williams. Okay. 795574.
574 Tony Stark. Tony and Stark.
Wow. Iron Man.
Seems so. Doctor Strange.
Oh, that's it. And more than this. Okay.
Says to Eli Manning.
58062. Eli Manning. Right? And on it goes. Okay.
Yeah.
What of 253072?
252072 and decline.
And the line. Okay. So this has been, imagine if this was like a HR list, a staff list of a company that had up to 5,000 employees, and you needed to map their names to their pay. How long do you think it's going to take you to do this?
Forever.
You probably start preparing the pay slip from the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
To meet up. Yeah. So our lookup functions come in here, pretty much handy, where you can look up these values. You can look up these names and return them without having to go through the whole rigorous manual entry. So how is that done? First of all, for you to be able to carry out a lookup, there must be a common colon. It's called a primary key. So
Okay.
a primary key, basically a column that exists on both tables. Okay? So it's more of, hey, look up take this value and look it up in this table, or basically look up these guys in this table and return their first names and their last names here. So I want to see which employee has this employee ID, check for this employee ID here, and then return the last name and the first name as required. Do you get the gist?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'm sure we all do too. Okay, so let's try it out and see how it works. So equal to VLOOKUP, like every other function, we see the mapping, as I'll call it. Here we have the lookup value, the value you want to look up. Next, we have the table array, the table you would want to look up your data from, or you want to look for your data in, rather. Colon index, we'll look at what that is, and then the range. So let's just try it out, and it will help understand better that way. So VLOOKUP, so we're looking for the employee ID. Employee ID is what is common on both tables. So equal to VLOOKUP, lookup value, we're looking up this value, comma, table array is the table you are looking up your value from, highlighted. I had mentioned in the last class that if you are highlighting a table from that's within the sheet, if you're not highlighting from, let's say, the columns, the top of the columns, right, then you got to lock it. You got to lock it. After you highlight the table, you click on F4 to lock the table. So that's our table array. Now, you must note for VLOOKUP, the lookup value, where you have the lookup value, the corresponding, the table must begin with the column that has the lookup value. For example, let me just quickly show. If we say we have another item here, like serial number, for example, one, yeah, if we have this, and you come equal to VLOOKUP, lookup value, comma, table array. You must start your first column in the table array must begin with the column that has the employee ID. Do not say, oh, since it's all the table, you have to select everything. You're going to get an error. I hope that's clear. So VLOOKUP, employee ID is what we have in common in the two tables. So we're going to use that to look up the values. So VLOOKUP G4. In the table array, I'm going to select this and I'm going to lock it to F4. I put a comma. Next is the colon index. Now, what is the colon index? The colon index number is the colon where you have what you are looking for, the colon number. How do you know the colon number? From the highlighted table, you start counting 1, 2, 3. For first name we are looking for, it is the third column from what we highlighted. If it's a long table of 20, and then what we are looking for is in table 19, is in column 19, we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4 to 19 and put the colon index here. So in this context, we have 3 highlighted, and we are looking for the first name. The colon index is colon 3, 1, 2, 3. Since that's where the first name is. So we put our 3 and we put a comma. Now we have 2 options, approximate match or exact match. We want the exact match because, well, We want the exact values. So I hit the enter and I get drag. And I drag down and I get everybody as per these sheets. Okay, so likewise goes to the last name equal to VLOOKUP, lookup value employee ID, comma, lookup or table array, we highlight. We start from the employee ID since that's a common variable, comma, colon index. This time around, looking at the last name, so it's 1, 2, 2, and then exact match is what we want. So select that and hit enter and double tap. Oh no, I'm having errors. What could have happened? Anyone, any idea? Where did I get it wrong? Why am I getting errors?
You didn't lock up the cell.
Which of the cells, please?
Your table array did not lock it.
Thank you. So I didn't lock the table array. So see what happens. Observe this red marker here. Right. So I go to the next, it shifts. I go to the next C, it shifts, next, it shifts, and on. So as it drags down, looking up this other number, 352,711, see it here, 352,711, but the table array has changed, so it's nowhere to be found. So it's given an NA not applicable error, right? So it's important to always remember to lock our tables. And there we have it. Okay. So someone may also be wondering out there, I mean, employee ID and last name. I was looking for the last name here, and I highlighted the whole table. Why didn't I just highlight these two? Well, that also works, right? I could have done that. It wasn't necessary to do this. So I could easily have done the same thing where I do equal to VLOOKUP, the lookup value, the table array, and then I lock it. Oh, I did that again. Sorry. Equal to VLOOKUP. I mean, there's no harm in highlighting everything so far as you get your colon index number correctly, right? So, yeah. Oh, God, I keep doing. Where's my brain? Comma. So yeah, I highlight this to this time and I forget to put the locks. So these are pretty much mistakes we could look out for, forgetting to put our locks. So when you see errors, you troubleshoot your formulas. Yeah. Colon index is 2, 1, 2, since it's the last name. And we want exact match. I hit enter, and there we have it. Pretty cool, right? So you could do this from other tables too, from other sheets. If you have two worksheets, with the same values, you can also do that. Let me give an example. Delete. So I have this data set here also. It's a different sheet. So I'm going to look it up from here. So I'll come here, equal to VLOOKUP, lookup value here. And then I go to these other sheets. and select the lookup array here, lock it. Interestingly, it's already locked by default. We look at it here. So that's pretty nice. So next, the colon index. I think the first one was the first name. So colon index is 1, 2, 3, 3, and approximate match or exact match, and I hit enter. So from the other table, I've been able to look this up, and same applies to XLOOKUP. I can't wait for XLOOKUP. You guys are gonna love it. VLOOKUP, table array in a different Excel sheet. I highlight. It's already locked nice. That must be new. Then index is 2, colon index, and exact match. Oh boy. And there we go. Oh, just noticing Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan are also on this payroll. Interesting. Okay, so any questions? Any questions, people? This is VLOOKUP. Pretty much it. Helps you look for values from a different table and populate them on another table or sheet, provided there is a common colon in them. Simply put, like here we have employee ID, we can look up any other thing, right? So I want someone to guide me. I want to get the pay to this other sheet. Oh boy. Right? So who is going to guide me? I want to get the pay details of this cost of these employees into this column. So somebody, hey, nobody.
Can I try?
Yes, now give it a shot.
Okay, equal to VLOOKUP.
Your voice is low. Try with
Equal to
confidence, my
VLOOKUP.
brother. Okay,
Okay,
VLOOKUP.
lookup value 110608. That's B4,
B4, okay.
comma, table
Okay.
array, table by your right.
Okay.
Start from H. Yeah, drag down. No, drag to K.
Okay.
Drag down to 16, then F4.
F4 to lock it, okay.
Yeah, comma.
Okay.
You are looking for pay 1, 2.
I should write 1, 2.
No, 2.
2, okay.
Range lookup force exact match.
Exact match. Okay.
Double bracket, enter. Let's see. So drag down. Great.
Okay. But is this the same as this?
the same, but you could either use your format painter or you could use no. Control Z. Yeah.
Besides Control Z.
No. Great.
All right, thank you so much, Samuel. Very, very good. Very good. So it's pretty much as easy as it gets. Thank you. So any questions? Is there anyone that doesn't understand this? Is there anyone that would want me to take it again? Is there anyone that has a question or a contribution? Floor is open. So I want to take the silence as everybody understands. Okay, great. So let us take a look at approximate match. So approximate match comes in handy when there is like when you're working with ranges, when you're working with mapping and all that. You know how a typical example back in school where there were different ranges for what do you call it? Your grades. Who can remind me? We had A, B, C, D, E, F. Oh boy. Few formats. Oh, I don't know again. I just do it manually. E, F. Okay. So, back then, what did you have? I mean, an A. What score would give you an A? Somebody help me, please.
75.
You said 48?
75.
75? No, wasn't it 70? Ah, what has school done to? 75. Okay. No, don't mute. Let's work your own. So B. What's a B?
65.
65. Wow. Standards are higher. A C. 55.
55.
55.
55,
Okay.
yeah.
A D. 45.
Yes.
An E. 35.
40.
An
40.
E. 40. And an F.
35.
Okay.
30.
Yeah. Okay, James, please.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Okay,
Good evening, sir.
hold on. You said an F is 30?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty low. Okay. Thank you. Yes. So, James, yes, tell me.
Yes, sir. Please, sir, I missed a whole from the beginning of this. I've missed a whole lot. So please, sir, the previous video you dropped, it was blurry. I couldn't really see. So I don't know if you can zoom in on this one, so that later on, if I want to rewatch,
Oh,
or if
really?
you want, yes, sir. If someone wants to rewatch.
I'm so sorry about that. I was not aware. Okay, I hope this is better. Yeah. So F30, E40, D45, C. Okay, so we're going to put this into use in the next example. Let's look at this one. So similarly, we have like, let's say, using the employee status. Some companies have different bands, pay bands, right? So depending on where your money, your pay falls into, there you have the pay band. Okay? So when it comes to ranges like this, like I mean, if you're told to find out which person has the same band, which person has which band. Okay, let's do it together briefly. Who is gonna help me? Have I heard a lady's voice today? Who is a volunteer? Blessing, not blessing A, blessing without A. Are you there? Oh, I guess not. Some people have vowed never to unmute their mics in this class. Okay. All right, Dami, let's go. Let's do this together. I know you have fast
Okay.
eyes. So, sir,
Okay. The pay band for
I've not even
it's
asked the
4,000.
question. Have I asked the question? How do you know the
No,
answer?
no.
The question I've not asked. I answer. Let me see.
Okay, the pay band for the 84,000. I
Oh, he
think.
gets it. Yeah. Is what?
Yeah, it level C.
Level C.
Yes.
Level C. E. Okay. So let's do sharp sharp. Next one. Pay band for
Next, level E.
Level E.
Level E. Yes.
Level E. Okay. Next one. Next one. Sharp sharp.
Level
Oh,
E. Level E.
level E. Next one.
This one is 22. Level D. I
Level
guess.
D. Okay. Next one.
Next one is level D. Yes.
Next one.
This one is what am I getting now?
This
Level
is
D.
Yeah. So it's very like sharp. Like imagine having to do this for 5,000 employees as the HR analyst. You'd quit your job after 3 months. You'd complain of your mental health having issues. Right. So a good way to do this is to use the approximate match rather than the exact match in VLOOKUP. Thank you, Dami. So VLOOKUP, this time around, we're looking up based on, like we said, when you're using the lookups, there must be a similar parameter. Here we have amounts. So amount, the pay minimum as our common parameter. So lookup value is this. So we want to see which pay band each employee belongs to and is based on their pay. So pay band VLOOKUP F4, comma, table array is this. And we block it. Yeah, then comma, colon index is 2, 1, 2. Remember, when you're looking up, the value you're looking up must come on the first column of your table array. So colon index is 1, 2. And then the match lookup range lookup is approximate match. Close it, and you have this. And then it gets the job done for you. Make sense? So that's that for approximate match. I remember once, sometime back in school or post school, I worked for a lecturer where he had me mark scripts and then put the grades. And yes, there was there were formulas in the column for the grade, but it was like this very long formula. If so and so is, if this is greater than this and less than this, just like our ifs function, right? If this is greater than this and less than this, then E. If this is in C, and so on up to A. Pretty long formula. And the thing about formulas, a lot of formulas, if you have a lot of formulas in your worksheets, there's pretty much a lot of calculations, and it could slow down the performance of your worksheet and your computer at large, especially when you're working with heavy data, a lot of data, and you have to put calculations there, you have to put formulas. It's if you don't have a strong processor or RAM, it can knock off your computer, really. So this is basically the same VLOOKUP we did. It's just that time we use approximate match, right? Let me try to maybe simulate a question for this our grades. Change this to the general. So maybe 175, 69, 23, 50, 96, 45. Oh, this is not tedious then. Why can't you just give me whole numbers? 20F, who is this teacher? So I'll just call it the first name. Yes, so, oh boy. Students, score, grade. Okay. So for this, we have equal to X, can't wait. VLOOKUP, if not the score, the table array, log, comma, the column index is. Can anybody spot an error here? Okay, who can tell me the column index? Yes, Harry.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Okay, I think the error is the way the grade and the class is. VLOOKUP, it searches from the right to the left, not from the left to the right.
You mean from the
If I'm-
left to the right, not from the right to the left?
Yes, so there's no way it can be searching backward. It should be from the right to the left or
From the
something
left to
like
the
that.
right, you mean?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So that's where the error is. So this should actually come here. Thank you, Harry. Great observation. So we go again. We call the VLOOKUP. We're looking at the value. Then the table array. This makes more sense. Remember, the value you're looking up must match with the colon that begins your table. Yeah. The colon index 1, 2. That is the grade we're looking for. And the range approximate match. Hit the enter. I wonder why this will put true for approximate match when we would mostly do exact match. So there we go. I'm having errors. Why do I have errors? Oh, nobody's answering. I'm trying to figure it out myself. No issues. So,
I think it's the
Okay.
classified the grades. So I
Yes,
think it's actually having errors from grades lower than 30.
yeah,
exactly.
good
Yeah.
observation. Beautiful. So, what's the fix? So my best bet is the sorting. I think. Oh boy, what have I done? Oh, okay. Mm. Oh yeah. So it's supposed to be sorted from the lowest to yeah, yeah. But so why these errors? Uh, uh,
So maybe if you had categorized 20 as F and 10 as F, it would have given you an answer. So it stops at 30 F
yeah. So
and doesn't know how to classify 20.
it defies the whole essence of grading if I'm putting everything. So the idea is anything. Oh, anything below. Anything below. Should I try a zero here? Oh, really? So anything below 40 gives an F. It should not be so. So that means it should be more or less. What is an E? Okay, let me take reference from this guy for the arrangements. 150.
Hello, but Jason.
Yes, sir.
Less than 3.
So I wanted to comment something, but the fact
Yeah.
is anything below 40, right, is F,
Yeah.
really.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Anything below 40 is F. If you have up to 40, you have an F. So I think
So,
maybe it's the numbering we had in the class, right? Maybe the numbers. Because if you don't have up to F, if you have up to 40, you should have an F. But you just want, okay.
okay. If you look at this guy now that has, okay, there's no level A here. So if I tried to change this to 15, oh, wow. I see. Yeah, so I mean, so anything below, so the logic is anything above 75, 75 and above is an A. Anything 65 and above is a B. Anything 55 and above is a C. We don't have 55s here. We have a lot of Fs. Let's be lenient. Okay, yeah, and all. 45, anything 40, between 45 and 55 is a D. 45 and 55 is a D, and on and on. So I guess anything below 40 is an F. So perhaps it gave an error because we didn't initially define it. Yeah, so perhaps a zero is to be there. At this point, it's working, so we'll just go with the flow. Yeah. Okay, but in summary, approximate match helps in working with ranges, range categorizations, right? It pretty much helps because the alternative to go with this is using if functions. So if this is less than this and equal to this, then A and all, it's going to be like some long, tedious formula. And yeah, this makes pretty much more sense to work with. So you can design it and market it to some lecturer and get some side income. Pretty good idea. Okay, so do we understand exact match and approximate match? Any questions?
Hello.
Hi, Leslie.
Okay, for this grade, is it possible we put a range like the class now, the class and grade, where we have 70, we can say 75 to 100, something like that. Like they will be in a range from so number to the next number will be grade A. So score to this will be grade B. Can that be done? Or will it alter the result?
Okay, so two things. Do you mean putting like, let's say from 0 to 39, then, oh God. From 0 to 39, then we put F, that kind of thing. Then 40 to 44, E. Is that what you mean? Dot, dot, dot. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, something, yes, like this.
Okay. So this wouldn't work because the moment you introduce a hyphen, like a non-numerical value, it becomes a text, right? So there is no way to do that. If you say you want to put 0 here and 39 on a different sheet, and then 40 to 44, rather on a different cell, in different cells rather, then you would not be able to use the lookup, the approximate match lookup. What you still fall back to is an if function. So it ends up going equal to if the score, if you'd even have to use the and. So if and logical text, this is greater than 0 and rather, in fact, greater or equal to 0. Greater or equal to 0. Logical test 2. And this is less than or equal to, let's say 0. No, so it doesn't make sense to put this. And less than or equal to this value, if true, is going to be A, or rather F. Value if false is going to be if. So you have to continue for all the criteria here, and it's a long. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Pretty much doesn't do the work, but this is some logical preparation of it, where you have it sorted from the lowest typically to the greatest, and each grade will capture based on the maximum of this range. If we have 45 here, D, anything below 45, between 45 and 55 is going to be D, just like we have. Okay, we don't have a 46 here or a 47. So if I put a 47, it should get to D, that kind of thing. So this pretty much gets the work done. Yeah. Great. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, any other questions? Okay, no questions. So let us look at XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, XLOOKUP. We got to zoom in. So XLOOKUP is, I don't even know if the name X is, if the name X has a, XLOOKUP searches for an array, searches a range or an array for a match and returns the corresponding items from a second range or array. By default, an exact match is used, as should be. So, unlike VLOOKUP, where you would select the lookup value. Okay, I think I should just put it in the actual sheets. So unlike VLOOKUP, where you enter the value first, then the lookup, the table array. Remember, it's a table array, and then the column index and all that. You don't need to do all that here, and it's pretty much exciting. The day I figured out XLOOKUP, I stopped using VLOOKUP. It's as lovely as that. So I think XLOOKUP came out in 2022. Yeah. XLOOKUP. Okay, sorry, I think I'm overexcited. XLOOKUP value is the employee ID. We're looking for the last name. See the last name here. So we're going to compare with this column. So, comma, lookup array. Now for this, you don't have to select all the table. Here, you just need to select the lookup array. Like here, this is the lookup array, just the column that has the ID. I'm going to lock it. And next, the return array. What do I want? Last name. I select it. I lock it, close my bracket, and hit enter. And there I have my values. No need for highlighting anywhere. No need for highlighting. No need for selecting column index. As a matter of fact, XLOOKUP is so sweet that you could literally have your values like somewhere here. I'm gonna show you guys. You could literally have your primary key in the middle of the table, and it doesn't matter. You just use it as you like. So let's see how that works. Oops. So for the city, we have the city here, and we have the employee ID. I'm going to do XLOOKUP now. XLOOKUP employee ID here, that's the lookup value. And then this is my lookup range. I just select it and lock, comma, and then the return array is what I want out, what I want returned. I want the city, right? I select the city, lock it up, and hit enter. And there we have it. No need for the complexities of the VLOOKUPs and the XLOOKUP and the, what do you call it, table arrays. the colon indexes and all that and all that. Okay. So, but then, okay, I think this is me being pretty much quick. Let's bring the first name to this sheet, this particular column, using all the features this time. So for this one, you don't need to enter. All you just need is mostly lookup value, lookup array, return array. What you're looking up, where you're looking it up from, and what you want returned, right? But then there are other fields here which are not necessary unless you need to use them. So let's try to use them. XLOOKUP. Let's try to get this first name. XLOOKUP employee ID. The lookup array is this. I'm just going to lock it, comma. The return array is that's the first name we're looking for, right? Put this, lock it. So, comma, we're now on an option, if not found. So, if not found, it gives room for a provision. If not found, or like if NA, if not found, you can put not found or everything, or missing, or check, something like that. That means if it checks this table and it does not find it, what does it do? Check. So the match, you have options, exact match, you have exact match or next smaller item, exact match or next larger item, wildcard, character match. So XLOOKUP is so sweet that you don't even need, just like what we did for the approximate match, you don't need to sort the columns in order of increasing order or ascending or descending order. You just need to you can do that all here. Exact match of next smaller item or next larger item, depending on how you arrange the arrays. If you don't need to enter a value, like it said, by default, it takes exact match as the value. So anytime you don't need to enter something, like here, if not found, I didn't really need to enter. I can just put a comma. It ignores it. Exact match, I can literally put a comma. And search mode, search first to last, last to first. Like it just gives you a whole lot of options that are not necessary. So you could literally, okay. I don't know, maybe the commas are too much. So I can just remove the commas because I'm not using them and get my values. So XLOOKUP makes the work pretty much easier, or pretty much easy for you. Now, for those who do not have this on their, do not have the Office 2021 or 365, we could, let's exploit on what do you call it? Google Sheets. So I just copied it and pasted on Google Sheets, right? And I want to find the first name. So equal to XLOOKUP. The search key is the lookup value. Like, what are you searching for? What do you want to search for? And like we said, it has to be common with this place. So the search key is this guy, employee ID, comma, lookup range is the range you want to look up. I'm going to select employee ID because that's where I'll find the employee ID. And F4 locks it up, just like we have in Excel. The result range is the range you want to return, first name, right? I'm going to select this and lock it also. Close the bracket and hit enter. And it does all this for me. It even suggests autofill for me. How cool is that? Yeah. So that is how you carry out XLOOKUP. lookup value or search key, lookup range, colons. If you look at this, if you select into a formula and you look at the colors of the formula, you can easily tell which is which. So the first, the lookup value, that's the search key, is in orange, consider here. The next is the lookup range, right? And it's in purple. There you have it here. And the next is the result range, what you want out of it, what you want returned in blue. And there you have it here. So you could use it as a check when you're perhaps troubleshooting and all that. So there you have it. Behold XLOOKUP. Any questions?
Yes.
Okay, Harry, please.
But my question is in that VLOOKUP, there's something I want to understand very well there. Can you hear me?
The VLOOKUP, yes, please.
Yes, yes. That, for example, now if you want to highlight the table array,
Okay.
and you don't want to like drag it, what if you highlight the whole cell, or will I say the whole sheet rather? Will it still work?
Sorry, please just ask the question again.
Like maybe in the VLOOKUP now, and you're looking for a particular let's say particular, what will I use now?
Let's say, for example, this guy, last name.
Something of that nature now.
Okay.
And your table array, instead of highlighting the data there, you now highlight the whole sheet. Will it work?
So instead of highlighting, so table array, so instead of highlighting just this table range, I'm highlighting the whole of this sheet. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Yeah. Is this what you're asking though?
Yes, or maybe you do a Control A to highlight the whole sheet.
I'm not sure you'll be able to do a Control A with this. Do you think you would? Let's try it out. Table array. And now come here and I do Control A. Yeah, so I'm not sure you're going to be able to do Control A. Because if you do Control A, it's going to highlight this formula because your formula, okay, just like we saw, because your formula, this thing is okay. Unless you use so I'm trying this out now where I'm using my shift control and arrow keys, but to use Control A. But to answer your question, really, as far as you highlight whatever range, the key point to look out for is that whatever you're looking up must be in the first column, right? As far as you highlight, like, no matter how large the data is, you ensure that the first column is where your lookup value is going to be found. Then you don't have issues. And like I mentioned, once you highlight a cell like this, once you highlight from the colon alphabet, the colon identifiers, you really do not need to add the absolute reference in the F4, right? And how you know that it's just going to be the alphabet, the colon alphabet without numbers, right? You don't need to lock it, but it's always safe to lock. If you're not sure, just lock. So colon index for last name is 2, and then exact match, close the bracket, hit enter. So that would also work, right? But I'm not sure you'll be able to do a Control A while you are on the formula. It's going to highlight the formula inside here. It's not going to highlight the table array you want to do, unless you're dragging it across board in the mouse.
What I'm asking, for example, what if the table is in another sheet and you do that Control A?
So like I'm saying, if once you're in a formula bar, okay, we're going to do this together, right? Let's create two sheets, sheet 4 and sheet 5, and I'm going to put this. Let me put this right in sheet 4. And this in sheet 5. Yeah. Okay, so these are two sheets. And then I want to find the last name equal to VLOOKUP, this die, comma, and I come here. In entering the formula, I'm in a formula tab already. I cannot see. I'm literally doing Control A right now. It's not just gonna work, right? But VLOOKUP this, comma. What could work is if you're highlighting like everything, if you have a lot of data set and you're highlighting everything, that's gonna work. Okay? There are some tables that are as large as maybe 100 rows, and then it's the hundredth colon, rather 100 colons, and the 100th colon you want to pick, then that's pretty much a lot. But yeah, it just needs to get the parameters right. So highlight with Control A, it's not gonna work. I hit enter and there we go. I hope that answers or helps Henry.
Yes.
Okay. Please, any other questions? Feel free to ask. Okay. So who can tell me the difference between VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP? This is a typical job interview question, by the way. See, I haven't heard your voice in ages. Can you tell the difference between XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP? Is T there? No, okay. T is not there. Okay, Mr. Abdulatif. VLOOKUP versus XLOOKUP, what's the difference?
Hello, can you hear me? Good evening.
Oh, okay. Good evening. So tell me, please.
Okay, the difference between VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP, I think VLOOKUP searches vertically and then XLOOKUP searches from the top to the bottom horizontally.
So top to the bottom is actually vertically,
How about
and then left to right is horizontal.
horizontally? Yes.
So which one and which one?
Okay, so VLOOKUP is vertical, and then XLOOKUP is horizontal.
Okay. VLOOKUP, yes, is vertical. However, XLOOKUP is not horizontal. There is actually a HLOOKUP, which I'm intentionally not touching right now. Um, but yeah. So I'm not satisfied with your answer. Perhaps give an example. It could help clarify better. So, or some other difference besides the one you mentioned.
Oh, okay. Um, okay, so VLOOKUP is
Mhm.
limited to searching in the first column, while XLOOKUP can search in any column. How about that?
That is more encouraging. Yeah,
Oh,
nice
okay.
shots. Are you up for an exercise where you guide me to do one right now? Perhaps work with XLOOKUP. It's okay to say no.
I'm not sure I
Okay,
can.
right now.
Thank you. Right now,
Okay.
yes. Thank you.
Then by Thursday you'll be able to.
Definitely.
Okay,
100%.
that is
Thank
good
you.
to know. All right, thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Bye. Yeah.
Great. All right. Okay. So another person, Jeremiah, what is the difference between VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP? It's like
So
you're waiting for the
VLOOK,
answer. Before I even called your name, you're muted. I love the spirits.
one of the major differences that XLOOKUP can search irrespective of the placement of your your principal keys. So
Primary keys, yeah.
it searches for any column at any
Mm,
direction wherever
yeah.
it is placed. We have VLOOKUP. It only searches for columns by your left, on your right, sorry, from your right.
Left columns, yeah.
So anything that is going backward, you cannot search from that regards.
Okay. Pretty nice, just like she said. Thank you, Jeremiah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a typical question in interviews. So, lay hold on it, understand it, and be ready to show workings in an interview. Right. Okay. So, I'll take a couple of questions, if any. Um, okay. So lastly, I'll just stop on the as the assignment I gave. Um, last assignment I gave. Okay. So the task was yeah. So this assessment is set to test your learning so far. It comprises of virtually everything we've learned so far. So they're all going to be put to tests. Now it contains three related sheets. And these are like typical scenarios, right? Um, so you have the field mapping data. The field mapping data, you have the client summary sheets, and then you have the agent's KPI tracker. KPI stands for key performance indicator. Basically, in a company, when one is employed, they have expectation, they have tasks, and then these tasks, when delivered, are used to measure their performance. You know how marketers are sent to the field to get, oh, you must get so and so number of customers or so and so amount of money, right? And like banks, know that. So, um, we have this data that comprises of plot ID. Each row indicates a plot, just like we had in our sales data, remember? Then we have the client's ID, we have the mapping cost, agent's ID, field size, and date updated. Now the instruction was to compute the columns in yellow, find the solutions to that. Now we have the sheet client summary and agent KPI. For client summary, we're told to find the agent ID, the agent that handled this client. So remember, when you're working with what do you call it? So it's important to look at the first thing you do, look at the data set very well. So client ID, how do I get the client ID? What parameters do you have here? What do you have in common on these sheets? Use that to get your client's ID. Then the agent's name, you have another sheet that has agent ID and agent's name. How can you get the agent's name? Number of plots, total field size. You come here, total field size mapped, number of clients, total mapping costs. Yes, so I'm not going to review more than this, but I think I've even said too much. All right.
So can we ask certain questions?
After I said that, I feel like I've said so much. You want to see us? I asked, now let me see.
So, so in the data, right? One of the challenges I had was there were same clients and same agents, but varying land sizes were bought. That is in the first field mapping data.
Okay.
So using the VLOOKUP to look up in this client to get some of the answers in this KPI and this client summary. I don't know. I think something was.
Sorry, using the what? Sorry.
VLOOKUP.
Yeah. Okay. To get
to look up to get maybe the number of plots.
Okay.
By the agents.
Okay.
Since some of the clients were repeated with same agents and they were buying different amount of lands, I noticed that it was the lookup function was not looking up. I don't know. It was not looking up some land. Yeah, some land size that the agents bought. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't know how to like.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying is that some land size, some field sizes that the agents bought, the lookup value was not finding them because there are multiple, like this first client has multiple plots of land, bought multiple plots of land. So when it's picking, so by default, VLOOKUP picks only the first most value in anything. If there are multiple values, it picks only the first topmost value. Except you're using maybe XLOOKUP and you have the option to choose or pick the uppermost of the list, that kind of thing. You have those options. Yeah. So VLOOKUP will take the first.
Okay.
So you now ask yourself, oh, if I'm finding the number of plots, or if I'm finding the total field size, am I supposed to be using VLOOKUP? Yeah. So something to think about. So like I hashtag critical thinking and all that. Yes, Dami, please tell me. I know Dami is coming to tell me I should stop revealing answers.
No. I wanted to ask a question. Like, there's no issue if we use XLOOKUP for ours, right? Like,
there's what?
There's no problem if you use XLOOKUP like in the assignments.
Oh no, you knock yourself off. Like use XLOOKUP, use VLOOKUP, use HLOOKUP, and the likes. Just explore. Yeah. So there's no hard and fast, right? There are different ways to get this done. Just knock yourself out. Okay. Any other questions? So I just wanted to overview. It's pretty much interesting. If you look at it critically, you'd enjoy it, and I think, yeah. Okay, no other questions. So please, Thursday 2 p.m. Let's have this submitted. And for your information, I look at every assignment being submitted. I am compiling assignments completed by everybody. And I'm sure by this weekend I should be able to compile it. So we'll know defaulters and consistent people and inconsistent people and all that and all that. We'll take decisions. So I'm going to stop the recording now.